Today, we are looking at one of the most unforgettable paintings in art history, Johannes Vermeer's Girl with a Pearl Earring. At first, it seems simple. A young girl turns her head. She wears a blue and yellow headscarf. A pearl earring catches a small point of light. Behind her, there is only darkness. There is no detailed room, no dramatic action, no clear story. And yet, for centuries, people have kept looking at her. So the question is, why can't we forget the girl with a pearl earring? Why does this quiet image feel so alive? Why does her gaze feel so personal? And why does a painting with so little information create such a strong emotional pull? The answer is not only in her beauty. It is in the way Vermeer combines three things: her gaze, the light, and the mystery of who she is. First, let's look at the moment Vermeer chose to paint. The girl is not facing us directly like a formal portrait. But she is not turned away from us either. She is caught in between. Her body seems to face one direction while her head turns back toward us. It feels as if someone has just called her, and she has turned around in the middle of a movement. That is one reason the painting feels so powerful. It does not feel frozen in a stiff pose. It feels like a living moment that has been stopped just before something happens. Her lips are slightly parted. This small detail changes everything. A closed mouth might feel calm, distant, or finished, but her open lips create a sense of breath. They make her feel present, as if she is about to speak, or as if she has just noticed us. This is why the painting can feel strangely intimate. She does not simply appear in front of us. She seems to respond to us. Her eyes also play a major role. The girl's gaze is soft, but direct enough to hold our attention. She does not stare aggressively. She does not smile clearly. She does not give us one easy emotion to understand. Instead, her expression stays open. That openness invites us to enter the painting. We begin to ask questions without realizing it. Is she surprised? Is she curious? Is she calm? Is she about to say something? Vermeer does not answer. And because he does not answer, we keep looking. This is one of the great strengths of the painting. It gives us just enough to feel connected, but not enough to feel finished. Then, there is the light. Vermeer was a master of making light feel soft, quiet, and believable. In this painting, the light does not simply brighten the girl's face. It shapes the entire feeling of the image. The background is extremely dark. There are no objects behind her to explain where she is. Because of this darkness, her face seems to emerge gently into view. The light falls across her skin with very smooth transitions. There are no harsh outlines around her features. Her cheek, nose, lips, and chin are modeled with subtle changes in brightness. This makes her face feel delicate and real, even though the painting itself is very simple. The same is true of her mouth. The lips are not described with heavy detail. Instead, Vermeer uses small changes of color and light to suggest softness, moisture, and life. That is why the slightly open mouth feels so convincing. It is not just a shape. It feels like a living part of her face. And then, of course, there is the pearl. The pearl earring is one of the smallest parts of the painting, but it has become the detail everyone remembers. What is interesting is that the pearl is not painted with many details. Vermeer does not describe it like a jewel in a modern close-up photograph. He gives us a small highlight, a soft reflection, and a suggestion of roundness. But that is enough. The pearl feels real because our eyes complete it. Against the dark background, that small point of light becomes powerful. The darkness around it makes it easier to notice. The bright highlight suggests a smooth surface. The shadow below suggests weight and shape. In other words, the pearl is not impressive because Vermeer painted everything. It is impressive because he painted only what was necessary. This is where the painting becomes almost magical. The pearl is both there and not fully there. It feels solid, but it is made from very little visual information. Vermeer understands that the viewer's imagination can do part of the work. He does not need to explain every surface. He only needs to guide our eyes. That is why the pearl feels so memorable. It is not just an accessory. It becomes a small center of light inside a very quiet painting. But the mystery of the painting goes even deeper. For a long time, people have wondered who this girl was. Was she a real person? Was she someone Vermeer knew? Was she a servant, a daughter, a model, or someone imagined? The truth is, we do not know, and that uncertainty is important. Girl with a pearl earring is often described not as a traditional portrait, but as a tronie. A tronie is not mainly about identifying a specific person. It is more like a study of a face, an expression, a costume, or a type of character. That means the painting may not be asking us to recognize her as a named individual. It may be asking us to respond to her presence. This changes how we look at the painting. If this were a normal portrait, we might ask, who was she? And expect a clear historical answer. But because she remains unnamed, the question becomes more emotional. Why does she feel so real if we do not know who she is? Why do we feel close to someone whose story is missing? Why does an unknown girl feel more unforgettable than many named portraits? The missing information becomes part of the power. Vermeer gives us her face, her turn, her eyes, her lips, the pearl, and the light. But he leaves out almost everything else. No background story, no setting, no clear social status, no name. Because of that, we project our own thoughts into the empty space. We imagine what she might be thinking. We imagine what happened before this moment. We imagine why she turned around. The painting becomes not only something we see, but something we complete. This is why the three main elements work so well together. Her gaze catches us. The light makes her feel alive. The mystery makes us stay. If the painting only had beauty, we might admire it and move on. If it only had technical skill, we might respect it but not feel haunted by it. If it only had mystery, it might feel empty. But Vermeer combines all of these qualities into one quiet image. The girl turns toward us at just the right moment. Her lips suggest breath. Her eyes suggest contact. The dark background removes distraction. The light gives her face softness and presence. The pearl becomes a tiny miracle of suggestion, and her unknown identity leaves the story open. That is why the painting feels larger than it looks. It is not a dramatic scene, but it creates drama in our minds. It does not tell a full story, but it makes us search for one. It does not explain who she is, but it makes us feel that she matters. There is also something very modern about this effect. Today, we are surrounded by images that explain too much. Faces come with names, captions, locations, and stories. We are used to being told exactly what we are looking at. But Vermeer does the opposite. He removes almost everything. And by removing information, he makes the image more powerful. The silence around the girl gives her room to stay in our minds. The darkness around her makes her face and pearl more intense. The lack of a name makes her feel less like one person from the past and more like an image that belongs to everyone who looks at her. This may be the deepest reason we cannot forget her. She is specific enough to feel alive, but mysterious enough to become universal. She is not just a girl in a painting. She is a moment of recognition. When we look at her, we feel as if she has noticed us. But at the same time, we can never fully know her. That tension keeps the painting alive. The girl looks back. The pearl catches the light. The darkness hides the rest. And somewhere between what Vermeer shows us and what he refuses to tell us, the painting becomes unforgettable. So why can't we forget the girl with a pearl earring? Because she is built from balance, between movement and stillness, between realism and imagination, between light and darkness, between presence and mystery. Vermeer gives us a face that feels alive, a pearl that feels real, and a story that remains unfinished. And perhaps that is why she continues to hold us. Not because we know who she was, but because we keep wondering. Not because the painting explains everything, but because it leaves just enough unsaid. In the end, we do not remember her only because of the pearl. We remember her because of the way she turns toward us, the way the light makes her breathe, and the way her unknown story quietly stays open. She remains unforgettable because she is never fully solved. And sometimes, the images we remember most are not the ones that give us every answer. They are the ones that keep looking back at us.